Thank you all for joining the show. The show is Talk to Be. It's Talk to Be, baby. Gege. Yes, it's Talk to Be time. So whatever you're doing now, it's the right time to call your friends, call your family, call everyone around you to join you as we watch Talk to Be together. How are you guys doing? I love you all. I'm grateful for the love. I'm grateful for the support. Thank you so much. I know you've been able to learn one or two things. You've been able to know our celebrities or some of our celebrities better on this show. And as usual, I have somebody that I respect so much, an actor par excellence. I mean, somebody that you will love to hear from. He's with me on the show today. But before I introduce him, I'll go for a break. Do not forget, if you're here to subscribe to this channel, kindly do. I need it. Please, guys, subscribe to it, like, drop your comments, share with others. My name is Dr. Abiola Adebayo Akinrinde. I'll be back shortly. Don't go away.
Talk to be, share your experience.
Thank you for staying tuned on the show. The show is Talk to Be, in case you're just joining us. And of course, like I said earlier, that I have an amazing guest in the house, a colleague of mine, a brother, somebody that's been in the game for quite a while, somebody that is a professional to the core. You know, you love him, I know, and that's one of the reasons he's on the show. But you know, we know them, but also we don't know them. Like I tell you guys that as an actor, we only let you know the side of us that we want you to know. There are different parts of us that you don't know. So today, join me as I welcome my brother, my colleague. Let him introduce himself. Let Sean introduce himself. How are you, sir?
Woo! Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you. Thank you for
It's a
coming.
real pleasure to be here.
I know, right? I know how busy you are. This time, I cherish it. I do not take it for granted. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to start from your name. Okay, the name sounds
Like Chinese, right?
Thank you. It's a Seun Jimoh. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to start from your name, your background, your upbringing. Like I tell people, a lot of people, we see you out there, we know you are, they know celebrities, but they don't know their story. They don't know where they come from. So tell us all about you.
Okay. So, like I said, my name is Seun Jimoh. I'm from Ife in Osun State. I grew up in Ibadan. I did most of my schooling in Ibadan. I went to Richmond International School. I went to Ibadan Grammar School, and I went to Leeds City. I studied education in English at Leeds City University. I served in Kaduna, and so in between, I was acting. I started acting since I was like 17.
17.
Yeah, thereabout.
Okay, see, you people that studied English, I have to be careful now with my English. I don't know. See, me, I went to evening school. So,
Do you know how long I've been watching you? You're an amazing speaker. You know that already.
Thank you, Sean.
You're
You
welcome.
know, but that English part, I have to be careful. All you people that studied English, is wahala. When we say this, you say, no, it's not this, it's that, it's worse, it's what, but just help us, okay?
Well, personally, I don't care about all the dynamics. As long as you're able to communicate with people, that's
yeah.
what matters. You
I know,
understand?
right?
And get your tenses right. It's a pet peeve for me when people.
That is the tenses for me. Okay, so that's fine. Oh, you don't look like someone that grew up in Ibadan.
That's an insult to Ibadan people, because the most civilized place after Lagos is Ibadan in the whole
I
of
know. No,
Nigeria.
it does not mean they're not civilized. I'm just talking about you. You look so English to me, and I'm sure a lot of people will understand. Of course, I grew up in Mushin, so we have quite some people that grew up from places that. So I didn't think you grew up.
You know what's funny? I grew up in a place like Mushi in Ibadan. I grew up in Malete, in Yejide. Yeah.
Wow.
But you know what it is, right? It's like your parents have money, but they live in I won't call it a ghetto. It's not a ghetto,
Okay.
but they live in the interior part of Ibadan. So my parents, so I used to go out to school. I used to go outside to church. All my friends went to ISI. Were rich people, rich kids. So I would go outside, mingle with, the creme de la creme of society, come back to my. So I have like different kind of friends. I have very wealthy friends that we grew up together, went to school together, and I have very regular people that we grew up together and went to school together. So I think I'm very lucky with my upbringing because I was able to mix with the two worlds
Mhm.
appropriately, and it's one of the perks of my growing up, and I really love it.
Do you think that was deliberate for your parents, or why did you think they did that?
It wasn't deliberate. When my mom left my dad, she had to just get a place. She was working in a bank. She was doing well for herself, but she had real troubles with my dad. So
Oh.
my mom took us away from my dad when I was like less than a year old. And she got a place. She got a place. It was a 5 bedroom apartment in Yejide. Then Yejide was not a bad place. Like it's a really nice place, but it's in Malete, but it's way off. So she got that place. Along the line, she bought the house. We moved upstairs. We got our own tenant, and lived a life. I never grew up with a dad. I knew my dad when I was maybe 16. Saw him for the first time when I was 16 or 17. I met him officially the first time through my cousin when I was in SS1 or SS2. So,
Through
but
your cousin.
yeah, Sojo Missouri, he said, "Oh, that's your dad."
At 16.
Yeah, I was in high school, because I didn't care. Like I've never been the kind of child to cry over spilled milk in my life.
Okay.
Anything I don't have is not mine to have. I don't worry about it. So not growing up with a father, what I think is even beneficial to me because even though my mom was a very strict woman,
Hmm.
I think if my dad was in the picture, I probably wouldn't be here right now. Because you know how men can be, they can try to force things on their children and all that stuff. But my mom is a very educated woman. She went to Pitman's College in London. She's widely traveled. So even though she was very strict, she understood the child having a passion and wanting to be who they want to be. I think I'm speaking too much English.
No, it's okay. We're like, but it's all right. Don't worry. Just feel free and communicate with us.
Yeah. So not growing up with a dad, I never felt it. You know what I mean? And my late sister was like our dad because we're so well spaced out. We're three. My sister is late now. She was
Your
9 years
older
old.
sister.
She was 9 years older than me. My brother is 6 years older than me. So we're like very spread out,
Oh.
age wise. So my sis was a very strong woman. She was a phenomenal woman. And she was like a dad to me at some point.
Hmm.
I went to private university. She paid me through school. She I'm just so blessed. I grew up in a very blessed family. So we had our challenges. At some point, my mom lost her job. I remember one day, the first time ever that I ate without meat, I cried all through.
See this both.
Yeah, yeah. The first time I can't forget. So I had a stepdad,
Okay.
rich man. My mom was doing well. She was the assistant manager of Owena Bank.
Wema Bank.
Owena then.
Owena, okay.
Yeah. So everything was plush and fresh. So I had step siblings so my stepdad brought his kids, my mom brought the kids. So my stepdad moved because he lived in America. So he moved some of his kids. So we're all living together. We had a big family at some point.
Wow.
But as it is, there was a problem between both of them. All the women, this, that, and my mom couldn't
After
take
their
it.
marriage.
Yeah, and it was a very loving marriage. Like I used to see my stepdad and my mom when they want to drop us off at school, kiss each other. They would go to Segis every night at this tall building in the bottom, this glass house. There
Oh,
was a
at
place there. Femi
Dugbe.
Johnson.
Huh?
Femi Johnson.
Femi
The
Johnson.
building.
Okay.
There was a nightclub and restaurant there. It was creme de la creme. It was called Segis. They'll go to Segis. They'll take us to cabin Chinese restaurants. We'll go to Kokodo every Friday. So it was a very beautiful life. And then problems started with them. I remember one day my mom and my dad got involved in a hot chase, both of them in the middle of the night. My stepdad just drove out of the house. My mom drove after him. They were chasing each other. It was, it was
Wow.
crazy. And then the split. So after the split, drama, drama, drama. My mom lost her job, the downsizing.
Oh.
We had a big house, but we were broke. You feel me? Like, and then I was just getting into like GS2 or something.
At that time.
Yeah. So it was kind of like a difficult time, but because we were all okay, we were the kind of people that they will buy when it's Christmas now. We weren't brought up with Asher Doom and all those things. No, my mom could go out and buy like 20 pieces of clothes for you on a regular random day.
Hmm.
So we weren't used to all those things that will make children think too deep
You
during
had more
festive
than
period. Yeah, we
enough.
had stuff, but we weren't. Our happiness wasn't tied to material stuff.
Wow.
Growing up, was very family oriented. So when all that happened, I remember one day one of my friends, when we were in secondary school, we went to primary school together, Bolaji Folari. He now came to my house when we were in GS1 because it was a strolling distance from my house to my school. So he came to my house and he saw they made porridge. And then we ate a lot of porridge for some reason. I don't know why. And I was like,
Somebody liked it.
I didn't like it.
Somebody.
I associated beans with suffering when I was growing up. I hated beans.
Same here.
You know? So, and porridge was like beans in a way. And this guy was like, Sean, Lumo, Jasaru. I swear to God, I can never forget. And you know, kids say the dirtiest things, you know, and we're young. So he said it, but he never left me. You know, he never left me because it's just crazy. Like, life could just flip like that, God forbid. You know, but then you got to be strong. You got to keep moving. But it's part of the essentials of my life. You know, so from there, I was in high school. We're still doing okay. I was still rolling with the same set of rich people, poor people. I don't want to call anybody poor, but regular people. And then I was growing, and my sister started working. Both my siblings went to UI. I was the only one that went to Lead City. My mom was worried I was going to join a cult, you know. So I was a really bad kid. I think that transition caused me some kind of trauma that I try to like feel by being a part of a group. So when I was in high school, I was a part of a group called Lost Boys. I didn't go to class. I didn't do stuff.
Lost Boys.
Yeah, Lost Boys. So it was we
Lost.
were Harlem World Boys, and those were Lost Boys. You know, so I was part of Harlem World, and it was just trying to be part of something, you know, that was bigger than me. And that was when I met Sojo Mishra, my cousin, that introduced me to my dad. Yeah. So, you know, high school was frustrating for me. I wanted to go to ISI. My mom couldn't afford it, but all my friends were going to ISI.
Oh.
You know, there was one day we turned up all my mom's designer bags because we had a lot of money, and she had a lot of stuff. My mom used to go to Jan Friday, come back Monday. You know, all those kind of stuff. And then we were turning up all the bags to find money to cook soup.
Woo.
Yeah. Nobody knew.
Not bad.
Nobody knew. But why my mom will always be so important in my life is that she tried. She was a soldier, you know. She was the kind of woman that would go anywhere. She would go to CBN, look for contracts. She would go, you know, she taught me how to not be intimidated by anybody. She's the kind of woman that will go to the ZC, the BC of Central Bank and say, I could do this, I could do that. So things started. We didn't have money like that anymore, but you know, we were doing okay. And then my sister graduated. She got a job. Oh my God. And everything just started working out. My sister loved me so much. And then I saw a movie. And I saw the name of the editor. And I called the editor. And I said, I want to be an actor. And I started bothering him. And he didn't know what he was going to do with me. And eventually he said, okay, come to Lagos in Igboshiri. And I went, you know, armed with some money from my parents, my mom. You know, they let me be who I wanted to be. Like, the first thing is I had support from my family to be what I wanted to be, you know. So they gave me some money. I went to the guy. I got there. He didn't know what to do with me. He just asked me to sit down. And then a popular actor then was editing his movie there, and he came.
Oh, okay.
And he saw me. And from there, that one took me to his house. But it was a whole lot of drama because that one was gay and was trying to sleep with me all through the moment. But it couldn't force me because of who I was. Like, I had parents that were active, that were in my life. But the other guys that were there were sleeping with them. You know, he had a wife, he had a kid. You know, and he would beg me, he would say, oh, I want to just watch you masturbate. I want to do this, I want to do that. And imagine, I was young. But I knew I I think I was around 17, like I said. But I knew he wasn't going to do anything with me. I was, even though I was young, I had so much confidence. You couldn't molest me. There was no way. But like I always say, I'm the kind of guy that I can hide my trauma. I can manage my trauma. Like, well, whatever, that's your business. I don't judge people. I don't care. Just don't force me to do anything.
That's right.
So I was there for a while, saw it happen. Then I met Becky, Super Story. Because that man was doing Super Story. So he took me to the set. I met Becky. Becky liked me, started giving me roles. This man started acting crazy, blah, 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 blah. I left his house because I didn't have anybody in Lagos then.
Oh, were you living with him?
Yeah, I was living with him. From that place in the Boshere, he took me to his house and I started living with him.
Just like that?
Yeah, and I would go home in Ibadan and I would go back, but I always had money. And my mom was always in my life. My mom was always calling. So he knew he couldn't treat me like the other people. Those ones didn't have an option. They didn't have a choice. And then, remember, I was also about to go into university.
Okay, at that time. Oh, okay. You were not in Lee City yet.
No, I wasn't. I was still fresh out of. I just finished my A levels or something in ESC then, still fresh out, and that one was another part of my journey that I don't even really talk about. The molestation
in school.
The actor guy that I was with. You know, he really tried. Like, he didn't really physically touch me, but he always, because he knew he couldn't touch me, but he always tried to toast me. Put me in this car and be toasting me and be saying, Dad, it will make me a big star. I used to laugh about it because I never even believed him. You understand? I just knew I was there because I understood that my life had a journey. Okay, so fast forward, I had to go back to school, but I started doing Super Story. Between that period, I think around
the age please, I'm sorry. I would slightly take you back to that man. You were living with a gay man who was an actor. And you wanted to be an actor. That must have been very difficult.
It wasn't difficult for me because I've always been a very strong personality, even when I was young. And like I said, I knew where I was coming from. I knew nobody could force me to do nothing. So I was there just living my own personal daily life in that dramatic setting.
So what about the other guys?
I felt bad for them because I could see it in their eyes, especially one of them. I'm not going to mention his name. He didn't want it, but he didn't have a choice.
Yeah, and he was staying there.
Yeah, it was three of us staying there at that moment. There was one that had stayed with the guy before that was the reigning star at that period. But he had gone through all that shit. But he's nowhere right now. I don't even know if he's alive or dead, the guy. I don't want to mention names, but people that know this people will know the story. You understand? Wow. Yeah. Gay people have always been like on my case.
You're fine now.
Well. So, and like I said, I don't judge people because if I'm not you, I don't know what you're going through. So if you tell me you're only attracted to men, if I'm not you, I can't say it's a lie or it's the truth. You know, but I don't want you to, I'm straight. I don't want you to bring it to me. But then some people still do.
Oh, of course.
Even till recently, people just DM me and be telling you nonsense. Like, oh, you go just para. How many people you won't fight? How many people you won't block? There's a gay guy in Canada that's been stalking me for over 7 years. I've blocked over 10 numbers from that guy.
Why? Do you look like one?
I don't know. I obviously don't. So, and we've been talking about gay people, and I've also been like taken advantage of by women in the industry when I was coming up. Like, they tried. Some people say, the women are like men.
They ask you out.
They're not like men.
They ask you out, maybe stylishly.
But then you know the way it is when you're young and you're looking for something, and someone who's there is trying to sleep with you, and you don't have a choice as a guy. The one that happened to me, I still feel it till today, and that's why I can relate with women when they say, "Oh, I'm molested, I'm this and that." I feel it differently because I've been in that situation where I slept with a producer because I felt like I didn't have power. Now, it didn't happen with the gay guy because I wasn't going to roll with that. But I could say, even as a guy, because there's the stigma with guys that, if a girl wants to sleep with you, is you're lucky.
Okay.
That kind of stuff. So some part of my brain could handle it like, okay, it's not a big deal. I enjoyed it. Like, I'm sleeping with this person. But the other part of my brain is, would I sleep with this person if I was a big star already? Which there was nothing wrong with the person. She was a very pretty girl. But because I didn't initiate it, which I don't even know.
But would you no? What would you call that? I would just say I don't know the person. If I know the age gap, if I know who the person is, I can actually know.
We were around the same age. But then the person was a popular person then.
At that time.
The person was the sensation of the moment then.
At that time.
You know, the person is still very active. The person is an amazing, like I'm not really, what's the word now? I'm not castigating anybody.
I know.
I'm just talking about my experience.
That you did because you needed it at that time.
And it wasn't even like from the point of the need. It was just from a point of,
I didn't have a choice.
You know, this person, let me shall do this thing.
Okay, so were you on it for a while?
No, not really.
Like how long?
Not really, because I had a relationship with the person, not a sexual relationship. I had a friendship with that person. But it wasn't. I don't even know. Life is very funny.
Okay, so what do you have an issue with, especially with that relationship? Do you think, or are you saying if it's now, you're not going to do it? Is that what you're saying? Or you felt she took advantage of you, or you didn't have a choice?
Thinking about it now is very weird, because when I initially first met that person,
Okay.
I liked that person. We were cool. We did stuff.
Okay.
Along the line, she got bigger. She invited me for production. I was there, but I wasn't in that frame of mind at that time to do all that. But then she came to my room, and that day I didn't want it.
Okay,
I
get
what
it
I mean?
now.
So, and it affects me till tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at how long ago. And that's why when women talk about assault and molestation and this and that, and did he rape you and all that, I understand it, because a man is a man in the first place. Now imagine a rich man. Now imagine a rich man trying to sleep with a young girl that needs something. She might do it, but then she's not happy to do it. There's a way to say it in America, like it's statutory rape.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
Where you're using your influence to take advantage of somebody, even though you're not forcing that person physically. But that's gone. I only made reference to that because I just want to buttress the fact that when women say they've been assaulted or this, that, I'm able to relate times two, because I'm that kind of person with my own body too. If I don't want you, I don't want you to have me.
I get.
No matter what's going on.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. You met your dad for the first time at 16. When your cousin introduced him to you, how did you feel?
I was just curious. I was just curious about the man.
What did you ask?
I didn't ask him questions. I didn't ask him questions because there was not much to ask. My mom gave me an amazing life, but he was just there. It was just there. Like, his life wasn't what I wanted. I tried to even try to have a relationship with him, but he wasn't even available.
Even at that time?
Well, he was happy that, but the kind of men that you think, so I think at that point he was seeing it, but I'm the kind of child that I'm always thinking. I have no emotion, like my emotions are after my brain. You understand? So even that moment that I met him, I was just thinking of everything. I didn't ask him deep questions. I didn't ask him anything. I just wanted to even get money out of him, because I'm like, if this man didn't give, but he didn't have money. But I felt like the opportunity that he had to meet me, he should have done more. He should have gone out of his way. My mom did everything for us. She gave us, when my mom was broke, I know how much she did to provide for us. I was raised by a woman, bro. And I'm an alpha man. I was raised without a dad, but I'm the best dad in the world. So these things don't matter. Where you're coming from don't matter. What you've been through don't matter. Who you are is what matters. What you want for your life is everything. It doesn't matter if your parents left you, if your dad left you.
That's right.
Me, I don't have daddy issues. Never had.
What happened to your sister?
Like I said, before I started having kids, my sister was the most loved person in my life. You know what I mean? Like, she was everything to me. And she got pregnant. She got married. She got pregnant. I'm not the one to tell her story, but she's late now. So she had her own drama too. You know, she got married to a guy first, didn't work out. She got married to another guy, started having kids. Started having kids that had issues, hole in the heart, stuff like that. But she was the strongest woman I know or knew. And when she lost the first child, it was hard for me because the child had a hole in his heart, and I was the one taking care of that child because she had to go to work. She worked at Fidelity Bank. She had to go to work, so I'll be with the kid. I had a bond with the kid. I changed the diaper, but the kid wasn't growing, you know, because of they were trying to wait for surgery to go to India, and the kid died.
Wow.
It was devastating for me because the most important thing in my life is love and family. So when I don't like to lose people because it's like a hole in your heart that never heals. You understand? It's like somebody cut out a part of your heart with them. So that was the first litmus test for me because I was with that child then. When my sister died was the worst
Wow.
time of my life
So sorry.
because my death was unnecessary. Negligence, hospital, she was pregnant. Um, I think she was hemorrhaging. They were supposed to remove the womb. They didn't. You know, they the wrong call. And I wasn't there. I was filming for Billy that Jetutu movie. But I felt something that day. You know, like I just felt it was just a different kind of day. Everything was kind of odd. So the next morning, oh that morning, I didn't take my bath. Like we were supposed to be on set, but it was around 12. I just didn't feel like bathing. I just didn't feel like doing anything. I just sat quietly. I knew my sister was pregnant, but I wasn't even thinking anything was wrong. I just saw one man, Mr. Jibade, we were very close. He just came to meet me on set. It was just, I saw him. I'm like, why is this man looking for me? You know, he drove all the way, called me that he wanted to come and see me, and we were filming in Ikorodu. When I just saw that man, I just called my mom's phone. My brother just picked. I knew my sister was dead.
God.
This is an unbelievable story. Till tomorrow, I can't believe I lost my sister. I knew my sister was dead. When my brother picked my mom's phone, I was like, Yinka, why are you picking mommy's phone? They were like, it's okay, it's okay. Adidara is gone. I just left her. I finished filming because I still had scenes to shoot. And I was in pain, but I had to finish what I was doing. From there, we just went to Ibadan straight. When I got to my house, the worst part of it was seeing the shoes at the entrance.
Ah.
I can never get over that. So when they say, "Oh, my, they got Bobata for see anyone on you know, when I got to that spot and I saw shoes, I started yelling. I just ran into my room and I started crying, 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 crying. That was the worst moment of my life. I couldn't move on because I had to be strong for my mom, right? Because my brother wasn't handling it well. It was too much for him to. He wanted everybody to just forget it. Well, I don't blame him. So not everybody can handle it. So I had to be there for my mom. I had to be more loving. My brother was just like, oh, because it's not possible. It's not possible. Someone has lost a child as such because I didn't have the energy to mourn for everybody. So I was just giving the energy to the people that I felt needed it. There are times I would be driving and I would just park and break down. I just start crying, crying, crying. So 2 years ago, I just looked up, I just prayed to God. I said, God, just take this pain away. That was it. So now that I'm even speaking about her and I'm crying, it's not from a place of pain. It's just from a place of memories of who she was and all that. But it was hurtful because, again, the healthcare system of Nigeria failed. And people will start begging you, what are you begging me for? There should be lawsuits that naturally trigger when things like that happen.
What really happened? And what year was that?
I think it was 2015. And then that was when I started. You know what's funny, right? My sister used to give me everything, right? So that period, I met a girl, Jimoh Adewumi.
Okay, true.
I met her on Abiodun Jimoh's Kilanta set. And there's so many people that are instrumental to where I am today. Abiodun Jimoh is one of them. Jimoh Adewumi is one of them. Bikadi is one of them. You know, so it's been a beautiful journey. So I met Abiodun Jimoh on Super Story way back. So I went to I went to my service here. I came back. I didn't know what I was going to do because I was away from the industry. And he's doing Kilanta. I should come because we share the same surname. We're like call ourselves
Jimoh.
brothers. So I started doing Kilanta for him. And while we were shooting, I met Jimoh, and I liked that because she was really pretty. Like then, like fine girl. And I talked to her like, Jimoh, what's up? Well, he introduced us. She was doing well, driving a nice car and all. She was shooting the movies. So I asked her, and then my uncle, I started living in Lagos. He had a house in Surulere, so I was more in Lagos then. So I invited her over to the house to come, and she came, and I was talking to her. I was telling her, you're pretty, I like you. I want us to be. She was like, I like you too. You're handsome. But you know what? Can you do me a favor? I was like, what? She was like, I like you very much, but I don't want us to have sex. You're gonna gain more from me by being just friends. And I said, okay. And then she started putting me in her movies. And then I had a problem with that, my uncle, because I was growing up and I wasn't doing all the things they wanted to be doing anymore. So he started having an issue with me, and I had to go back home to Ibadan. And Jimoh said, you know what, you can't be doing that. Short me, come stay with me.
Wow.
Yep. And I started staying in the house in Omole, and everybody thought we were sleeping together. I'd never seen a pan before. We stayed together for like 1 year, and that was the period my sister died. And I remember that my sister, and Jimoh then, if she would have a boyfriend, she would tell her boyfriends that I'm a brother, and that if they want to have anything with her, they must accept me.
Wow.
I'm telling you, strange for a girl that I wasn't sleeping with. We were sleeping on the same bed, living in the same house. I would drive a car, take a car away, but it was unbelievable, and it's still part of the grace of God, in people's lives. And then that was the period my sister died, and I just met a lady then, a woman, Mabel Bisaya, and she came into my life, and she was amazing too. Nothing sexual, just like me. So I had this two support system when my sister died. And I remember the last thing my sister told me when I called her. She was like, Oluwaseun, you're not even asking me for money anymore. That's good though. Because then I was with Joanne, I was seeing small money from boyfriends. Like people that liked her, that would. So she will introduce me to them. And those ones who want to get close to me so that I can get close to her.
I know.
And that's why she's unforgettable. I could never forget her. She was really instrumental. She shot my first movie for me. So when the house one day, she was like, Sean, don't you want to make a movie? And I'm like, of course I want to, but I don't have the capital. And she was like, don't worry, write the script. And I wrote a script. And she funded it, Wendy. And that was the movie that made me a star. So imagine that. So the journey of life is very beautiful if you just calm down and just flow with the tide. Don't struggle too hard. Everything falls into place at the right time. So that's that. And we're growing. I met my wife. You want to start that chapter?
That's another chapter on its own. That's another chapter. The parts you deviated from was what really happened to your sister.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we can address that aspect of the hospital. I
Okay.
don't know what really happened.
Yeah, I want to go into that because I'm a serious advocate of the healthcare system in Nigeria because it's a shit show. So she had the baby, and she kept bleeding.
Oh,
In a normal society, people that have medical sense, the only solution to that is to remove the womb
immediately.
because there's a rupture, and the veins there will not stop bleeding.
Then,
But they didn't make that move. They were trying to take her to UCH, and she was in a private hospital. It was Teju Hospital, in Ibadan, was one of the popular hospitals. Wrong medical call. She died. My brother was there. My mom was there. The trauma for them. Even I think that if I was there, it wouldn't have happened because I'm a crazy guy. I would have scattered everywhere. You understand? Somebody would have done something, but those ones were just they didn't understand what to do, and the husband wasn't even around. He went for some mission work somewhere. It was a real mess.
how about the baby?
She lost two babies. The two boys she actually lost them, but she has a girl. She's in America now. She's doing great. She's amazing. She lives in Maryland, in America. So you see the journey of life.
Only the girl.
Only that girl was the surviving daughter, surviving child. I remember the day we went to bury her. The girl was two and a half. I looked at the girl. She had her in my hands. I said, "You see, your mom is gone. She's not coming back." I said, "Okay," and that was the last time she talked about her.
Wow.
Maybe when she's out growing up with the dad, maybe they had conversations, but I don't remember any time she was crying. Always my mommy, there's that. And she was a spoiled kid that was very close to her mom. So like things are just funny, like life is full of stuff.
How about your mom?
She never got over my sister's death. I saw her yesterday. I went to Ibadan yesterday. She never got over my sister's death. It changed her completely.
Mm-hmm.
It aged her.
Yes.
Yeah. It changed her emotionally. At some point, it made her even mean. You understand? Like, it's not easy. I do not pray for anyone to lose a child. That's why one of the things I want to do, I want to facilitate. Is it psychiatrists now or mental health people, especially and specifically for people that have lost their children to either police brutality or hospital negligence. Those set of people have no closure. You know what I mean? They have no closure because there is nothing they can do. There's nobody to hold. The doctors will start begging, sending your pastors to you to beg. And that's why these things keep happening, because there's no accountability. There's no consequences for this action. A doctor can kill somebody and just say sorry and everybody's going their jolly good way.
We'll move on.
So it's horrible. It's horrible. My sister should be in my life. She deserves it. She did a lot. She deserves to be alive.
And she died at the time you started, coming up.
Absolutely. Imagine if my sister was alive now. Imagine the things I would have done for her. And I know she'll be doing great herself because she's that kind of woman. She had an MMP in psychology. You don't know. Like, she was a very studious woman. In my family, I'm the one with the least, with just a bachelor's in my family. You know what I mean? Yeah. So amazing.
Wow. Well, thank God for the journey so far. I know for mom, I just pray that God will comfort her.
Amen.
It's really a tough one.
It's hard.
I know it's hard, but God will comfort her. And for you too, thank God that you have found peace within yourselves. And I know with time, it will heal.
You know what? It is healed, honestly. And God has healed me, and God has blessed me extra. You know why? Because my daughter, my second daughter, Dola Bumi, was born on my sister's birthday. My third daughter, Ife, was born on my mom's birthday. So now my mom has a girl. So instead of her to be sad on my sister's birthday, she's celebrating her grandchild. Like it's perfect. I have a very perfect life, honestly. Because I don't worry about things I don't have. Like I always say, I'm a very contented guy. All I want is a Ferrari and a nice house. I don't bother about stuff. I don't let things weigh me down. I tried, right now in my life, I'm living a very spiritual life, not a religious life. I'm discovering my spirituality. I'm trying to be the best human that I could be. I'm trying to remove myself from all judgment and casting judgment on people. I have no emotions to what people say or do in their own lives. Even when I read the blogs, I just read it for reading's sake. I don't read it because I want to put a comment or because I have an opinion. That's my goal right now in life, to just live a pure life to a very large extent, and it's working out for me.
I love that. I really do. Okay, so let's go to I wanted to ask, so at what point did you decide to relocate? At what point?
Okay.
Was it after you met your wife? Because I'm still coming
after.
there.
I never advanced to travel.
Okay, so let's go to your wife first. How did you meet your wife?
I met my wife on Facebook.
Eh? Top.
Yeah.
On Facebook? All right, let's go.
So a lot of people used to message me on Facebook. I never used to respond. I just blew up then with the Wendy movie. I never used to respond to people like that. But I just saw, she messaged me one time. I saw her name. I liked her name,
You liked her name?
Yeah. So we started talking. She said she lived in America. It didn't bother me because I was raised with money. So those things weren't perks for me, But then we started talking. She came to Nigeria to see me. Fell in love, It's funny because they used to call me Sean the Player when I was growing up. I was bad like that. When this song came out, Craig David's 7 Days, I did it. asked the girl out and I broke up with her on the 7th day just to prove a point.
You asked
You
the
know?
girl out on Monday.
Yeah, and I broke up with her on the 7th day just because of that song. Just because I wanted to do it. So,
Greg David, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
I don't know. I was just that kind of guy. I was a player. I was a player. But we were young though. It wasn't like I was a 20-something-year-old player. No. Like it was when we were growing up. But then when I met her, I told her straight up that I don't want to get married. I never thought I was going to get married because I didn't trust girls.
Why?
But I could see around me. I was living in Lekki with Buki Yojo. I used to spend a lot of time with her. I saw Lekki girls. I saw what people were doing. So I didn't think I was going to be with any woman because I couldn't trust them. I was sleeping with other people's girlfriends too. So I didn't think it was going to work for me. But then I met her.
You lived with Buki Ojo.
Yeah, we used to spend a lot of... Buki too is my... I'll tell you this story. Another person I can never forget. When I was with my uncle then, and, things were kind of like... When I say things were hard, it wasn't like I was suffering. I just didn't have excess liquidity. But with people that I was with, okay, my uncle was driving a Bentley, was driving an Hummer, but he wasn't giving me money directly. So Buki would come around and she would give me money. She was a young girl. She was in no suit, but she just liked me and she would... Anyway, another story. So I didn't think I was going to get married. I don't know.
So you said to yourself that you were not going to get married?
I didn't think I was going to get married ever.
Okay.
Ever. Like, I didn't even think I could have kids in my life. For some reason, when I was growing up, I already made up my mind that if I don't have kids, it's cool. Like, I'm just going to live my life and be happy. Like, I didn't have too much expectations about those kind of stuff. I only wanted to be a successful actor. That was my focus.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I met my wife and she came to Nigeria and she went back. We started talking. Then I went to visit, stayed together, and I couldn't help the feelings. And she came to Nigeria one December around her birthday and I just wanted to buy a ring. Do you know how much ring I proposed to my wife with? I proposed to my wife with a 15,000 naira ring. That's
wow.
what I...
But you were not that broke.
It was just different. The ring was beautiful now. Nobody would know. I went to a proper store, but it was a beautiful ring. But I knew she didn't care about that. But you know how much stuff I bought for my wife now? You know the ring my wife is wearing. You know how much it is? And that's my point. It's not about... Really, there's no love again in Nigeria, and that's hurtful. We enjoyed a lot growing up. I don't know about you, but when I was a young guy, girls would carry back to your house, eat Indomie that you cook. They'll be going, they won't even ask you for anything. If you want to even pay for their bag, they'll say, no. Pretty girls, but now.
There are still...
Igbo.
The same you that they were coming with, eating Indomie with and everything. The same you was the one that you were the one who said you didn't want to get married because you saw everything that you two were sleeping with. You were sleeping with somebody else's girlfriend. So you guys, it started from a place. Do you understand? There are still good girls.
But that was different. That was then. Because I'm talking about, when we were younger, 20, 21, 22.
Okay.
We had the thrill of liking a girl, talking to her, wooing her, being with her. But now, nobody's got time for that. It's money. Nothing. It's money. No, people don't even go out anymore. If you see people in a restaurant, male and female, after the restaurant, they want to go and sleep with each other. Maybe because...
Sean?
Not 100%, of course. There is no blanket approach to anything.
Of course, I
But
get.
in Nigeria of today, there is nothing like pure, romantic, genuine, deep love. The people that are married already, maybe those ones are lucky, but you see these ones that are existing now.
Girls still marry boys without money.
I know, it's different. Those ones are different. There's another life. Like I said, when I'm talking about stuff, I'm not saying 100%.
I get.
But the life that I'm exposed to, or more. Anybody that is looking for a wife or a husband in this market right now in Nigeria, tough luck, bro. Tough luck, bro. For real.
Wow.
For real.
Okay. So, and that was how you...
That was how I met your mother, like to say.
I
don't know how I proposed. I just found myself on one knee proposing. She knew I was going to propose. We had a lot of fights before we got married. Because I'm different, she's different. But then I started getting mature. A month after our wedding, I asked for a divorce. We had a crazy fight. But now we're celebrating 8 years.
You wanted a divorce
I
after
asked
a
for a
month.
divorce. We had a mad fight in the house. Mad fight. Mad. When I say mad fight, we didn't touch each other out.
I know.
It was yelling bout. I asked for a divorce. One of the reasons my marriage is intact today is my mother-in-law. She's an amazing woman. You know what they say? Ya oburuku shefe and oburuku sheni. You know, she's amazing. So in our marriage, initially in my marriage, when I have a fight with my wife, I want to say the worst things to her. I want to look at her and just say the things that will pain her the most. Yeah, when we're fighting. But as I matured, I got to a point where even when she's saying something, I don't say anything.
I get it. It's just.
And from there, I realized that when she's talking and I'm quiet, she stops.
Yeah.
And then we start to have conversations. And then all the things that used to cause problems now no longer cause problems. Everybody's growing. I mean, personally, I'm growing myself as an individual, like spiritually. You know, when the luckiest thing you can be or have is for your partner to be invested in their own self,
That's right.
in the betterment. So whatever they're doing, they're not doing for you. They're doing for themselves.
Yeah.
So it makes everybody's life easy.
Easy.
I'm a core family man. For me, I can die for my family.
Wow.
100%. You know, like my children are everything. They make me happy. Like my happiness is from family, Sha. That's what I can say. For me, money is natural and money is normal. Money is relative. You know, it depends on how much you think money
That's
is.
right.
But if I could feed myself, my family, could drive a nice car, you know, I can achieve the things I want. I could give people money here and there. I'm good.
So you knew at that point or before you proposed to her that you were going to move to the US?
Well, the plan wasn't like people always plan it. You say, okay, don't worry, I'll be coming and going, I'll be coming and going. But then when you get into marriage, you realize it doesn't work like that.
God.
Especially with women. Women need you. And then when I first got married, I would go spend 6 months in Nigeria, spend 4 months in America. By the second year, my brain was already telling me that, yo, this is not
going to work.
Except you want to be a bad person. Now, I had to sacrifice my career in a way. And I held it over my wife. People that are married to people like me are very strong women because we can be very selfish. Actors can be very selfish. The heart is a burden. Anybody that has been given the calling of the heart, musicians, actors, stuff like that, is a serious, serious burden. That's why in normal societies, they are so rich. Because you have to be very self-absorbed and you have to sacrifice a lot. You know? So I chose I was going to make my wife happy. But she had a hair full. Any small thing, I'm always like, oh, if I was in Nigeria, can I ship it? Like, oh my God.
This Nigeria.
And the reality is, if I was in Nigeria, I probably wouldn't have what I have.
No.
Because I see well, don't get me wrong, everybody's doing very well. But me, the well that I want is more than what they're doing. Even till now. You understand what I mean? I'm the kind of guy, I don't think 350 million is enough to spend in a year. Especially in a country like Nigeria. So if you're not making that kind of money, I'm not jealous of you. Jealousy is not even in my dictionary. But, you know, so when I think about it, the parameters, if I was in Nigeria, I probably might not have a car. Even if I had a car, it'd probably be a Toyota car that I don't want to live that kind of life, you know. And now I shoot movies every year. Like I have everything worked out perfectly. But just because I wanted to blame somebody, I blamed my wife a lot the first few years of our marriage. That, I had to leave Nigeria. Look at my mates. They're shooting movies, they're acting, they're growing. But I knew it was all a lie. I knew I was just trying to use it to cover up. But my wife has been the most amazing. My wife is a soldier. You know what I mean? She's a soldier. Like, she's got my back. You know, she's the kind of... I'm just lucky to have her. You know, I'm very lucky to have her. And she's the reason. Well, she's one of the reasons, but she's the major reason I'm here today. You know, I've talked about a lot of women. Women have influenced my life. I love women. Every significant progress I've achieved in my life was from women. You know, and most of it was from women I wasn't even sleeping with.
With. Mm.
So that's why I have the utmost respect for women. You know, because when they want to touch your life, they will touch it and turn it around.
That's right. That's right. Growing up with the kind of family that you had, with your mom, your stepmom, with
My
the other,
stepdad.
your stepdad, with the children together. What are the things that you had then that you didn't want now? Or the things you wanted at that time, or that were good in that one that you didn't have it? Is there any difference?
Like in my marriage right now?
Yes, like okay, you're bringing up children now, and then those times growing up, what are the difference?
Let me give you an example. I'm the kind of guy, if I lose money now, the moment I realize I've lost that money, I just say, I don't lose this money, sha, but you don't go.
You move on.
You know, I don't hold on to my past
Mm.
at all. I don't even think about it. So there's no comparison or
Yeah.
correlation. I'm living my own reality, not based on my past or my experiences.
No, what I mean in that aspect is that when you're growing up, there are things that you want to pick. Like, I just love the way we are as one family here. Maybe eating together, maybe, staying together, talking together. I just want to see, that was a larger family to what we have now. How we grew up is quite different from what we have now.
I know.
Especially in the society like living in America, you know what it is. So I'm just trying to see, maybe you're growing up. I'm not saying maybe negatively or positively. I just want to see if they have their advantages.
And the truth
as well.
is, there really isn't anything.
Okay.
Because I'm the kind of person, I live each day as it comes. I don't have any assumptions about anything. I don't have a picture of how things should be. What I have is what I'm living in. And I'm lucky again in America because I have an extended family in America. Like, though my wife's whole family is in America. And we live at close proximity to each other.
Wow.
You understand? So I still enjoy that family vibe. And I'm very
okay.
close to my wife's family. Like, they're like my mother-in-law's number on my phone is saved as mom too. You understand? Like, she's my mom.
That's right.
She spends most of her time in our house. And I love it. When she's not there, I'm like, well, why is mommy not here today?
Wow.
So like I always say, I'm very blessed. I don't know what I've done, but I'm very blessed partly because I'm contented. And when I have stuff, I appreciate what I have so much.
That's right.
Because I know that I see people in the world, everybody wants to be successful, but not everybody is.
That's right.
It could have been me. Just like that. It could have been me, but it's not me. So I just live each moment as it comes.
As it comes. What's your take on Jackpot? Everybody wants to be in America. No, I'm not talking about actors alone now. Everybody just wants to go. If it's not America, even if it's Ghana, everybody just wants to go. You, as an actor who had left Nigeria for quite a while, what's your take on that?
Nigeria is an open air prison.
Open air prison.
Yeah. So everybody will want to get out of prison.
Wow.
Nigeria is very constrictive. Nigeria doesn't present opportunities. Nobody wants to die broke. And if you know that if you go to another country and you work, you're probably going to get money to take care of yourself, why wouldn't you want to leave? It's just being caught between a rock and a hard place. Because the country you're going to is kind of stressful because the whole world is going through a recession.
I know.
Immigration laws are being tightened and made stricter day by day. So for you to even want to leave, do you know how much we love Nigeria? I tell people, maybe because my wife was born in America, she doesn't understand it. For people that are born in Nigeria, there's a reason. You will always want to come home. Sometimes I get to Nigeria and I'll be like, what the am I doing here? Why am I here? Why am I back? But then for many years, I lived my life in America for Nigeria. It was 2 years ago that I stopped. I'm like, yo, you live here now.
Yeah.
So most of us in America are even living for Nigeria. Everything we're thinking. Do you know how much I think about Nigeria? I worry about Nigerian politics. I'm always complaining about. My wife says, "Man, you call Nigeria."
Bye.
So, but for me, I thank God for the opportunity. I come to Nigeria every year. sometimes twice a year, to do stuff. My friends will say, "Oh, you have to sit in Nigeria. The opportunity is going to come." I don't believe in that. I believe that when it's time for me, all I have to do is get ready for my own opportunity when it comes. When it's time, they'll seek me out wherever I am.
I agree.
They'll pay me what's worth my time.
That's right.
You know, when people need you, they really need you. Nobody can substitute the need for you. You know, so if it's Bella, they're the one. Tony can't fix it.
I get.
That's my mentality and ideology. So while I'm waiting for that big break, I'm living each day as it comes. I'm preparing my mind and my body for the opportunities that I seek.
That's it. Thank you, Sean. There was a time that on social media that you were really, really angry, I think, at somebody's comment about your wife and everything. I didn't know what all of those were about, but I just felt maybe somebody said, "Oh, your wife was not beautiful," or "He's not beautiful, he's not," and you didn't take that lightly. I think, to me, it was just a troll. Somebody was just trying to troll you or something. How do you feel about that?
First of all, I detest trolls with my existence. I have blocked over 3,000 people. Yes. And this is how I block people. If I'm on a page, random page, and I see you put a bad comment, I'm going to block you. And when I meet new people that I think have to be in my life, I ask them for their social media. If I have ever blocked you before, I can never have anything to do with you because you're definitely a bad person. That's me.
It's that bad.
It's that horrible. I hate trolls because I'm a very positive person. I believe that people make mistakes. I believe that everybody deserves an opportunity to live out their own lives without judgment from any individual. Nobody, except the government, should judge you. If you're not doing anything that the government says is bad, I don't think anybody, because people, look at people's lives. People have skeletons in their cupboards. Everybody.
Yeah.
So they will say something about someone and you now come out and be. I had a falling out with a blogger that used to be my friend. And I stopped talking on his page. And I realized that it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Because my friend was a blogger, I would put my mouth in things that didn't concern me about people. Just because they posted it, and I'll be running my mouth. And I regretted it for a long time after that. Like, how did I put myself in that situation, knowing what I know? Why do I think I'm better than anybody? Though this person has left his wife. So do I know what happened between them? No.
Were you there?
I wasn't there. So why do I think I should be the one to say, oh, you know, imagine the guy that talked about this gospel artist and said their kid looked like that Nathaniel Bassey. Look at the pain and the trauma he has given the wife, especially.
That's not going to go away in
It's not, because then every time the guy sees that kid, he's going to see Nathaniel Bassey lie or truth. Because how can a whole man father a child and you say the child looks like another man? What? Oh, bad now. I don't like, trolls. More hate trolls going on. There's a popular singer right now, as good as he is. The only reason why I don't like him 100% because he was a troll before he became popular.
Before now.
I don't care. People don't change. The only thing that changes people is pain. So he might be making money now and he's happy and he's not trolling anybody, but if he goes broke again tomorrow, he's going to be a troll. If he doesn't get what he wants, he's going to cry over it, which he's still doing. You know, I'm not someone to mention names, but people that know will know all these people that I'm talking about, you know. So I block people a lot is my hobby. Blocking people is my hobby. I do it for a living. I don't even think twice. I can block my friend.
Wow.
Yeah. If you're doing something that I really feel like is really wrong, I will block you without hesitation. You know, so that's why when I go on social media, I go to block people. Not like I want to block people, but I know I'm gonna come across. I don't want you to ever come to my space.
I get it.
You might be my own fan, praising me, saying nice things about me. If you go to my colleague's page and say bad things about them, I'll block you. I don't care.
Because it's still coming back to you.
Because you are a bad person naturally. Don't worry.
He said naturally.
Yeah. If you're good, you're good. It's inside of you. If you're good, you cannot be bad. You can make mistakes, but it's not going to come from a core place of being evil.
I get you.
I cannot stand it.
All right. I'll let you go. I have just one or two more questions to let you go. You as a person, what has life taught you?
Life has taught me, first of all, that you should go with the flow and not swim against the tide.
Mm.
Never ever swim against the tide, because first of all, you're gonna get tired. Second of all, the tide is gonna sweep you away eventually, because the tide it has deep, deep, deep rooted origins that you cannot even begin to fathom where it's coming from. Now imagine trying to fight against that stuff, and that's the way life is. Life is very deep. Just take it one day at a time. Just be good to people around you. Just be kind and merciful. Don't judge people. You know the Bible also says it. You should want to have one for you, no. And that's why there's a cycle of wickedness. You see, let me tell you something quickly before we go. You see all this social media drama? Everybody involved, right? You know, you see that there's a cycle and a circle. This one will throw this one. Someone will come and throw this one.
So,
It's because they're all the same kind of people. Ọlọ́run ò dẹ̀ ní fi èèyàn dáadáa jẹ èèyàn burúkú níyà, because kò fẹ́ kéèyàn dáadáa dé èèyàn burúkú. So máa ń fi èèyàn burúkú jẹra wọn níyà ni. That's the truth.
oh God.
So if you look at all these people fighting on social media, you see that gbogbo wọn ló ní wà òṣì lọ́wọ́.
If you had said that in English, I would have gotten it well.
For real.
No.
For real. For real. Everybody, I wish I could mention it, but I wouldn't. Every social media drama person that you know that they are trolling today has once trolled somebody heavily, without mercy. You know, like it takes a lot for somebody to be talking to people and saying, you know, to be mocking people based on their financial status, just because you're somewhere and you think you made it. And those people today are trolling you, you know, which I don't blame the person, but at the same time, it takes a lot to say those things, talk people down. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. Well, it is well.
Thank God. All right, so I would like you to say a word to your fans out there that are happy to see you on Talk to Me.
First of all, I'm very happy to be here, like I said. Second of all, I just want us to have a better world. There's never going to be peace in this world, but you can be the next man's peace. There's never going to be holistic peace or happiness in the world, but you can be the next man's happiness. That's what you should live your life trying to do, because that's all that matters. If you hate your shit, if you have sex, you get horny again. The only thing that never ends is love. That's what we got to give.
Yeah. Do you think as an actor, so I've heard recently somebody was saying that the money, the life that we live is not, or the standard that we live is higher than what we get. Do you think as an actor we have enough to sustain ourselves? No.
Well, I can't speak for women. Like, you know what they say, and I'm not trying to be any kind of way, but you know women are lucky. People give women money. Don't argue, don't worry. People give women money. If I'm going now and I see a woman that her car broke down, I'll stop, regardless. If I see a man that his car breaks down, I probably won't.
Okay.
Men have it harder than women. So in the industry now, there are men that all they want to do is say, I just want to talk to Biola, whatever it costs. Biola says, I'm not talking to any stranger, I'm married, except they want to pay 3 million. They'll pay it. They'll pay to talk to you. I don't see nobody paying no 10 million naira to talk to me just because.
But do you know a lot of women that want our men would actually do that, go extra mile to do it? Do you know also? So when men say that, it's women, I've seen a lot of guys. I see girls come for guys before.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but it's different. Okay. And it's not taking away anything from the women in the industry, because at the end of the day, everybody's trying to survive. Everybody's trying to be great. Everybody's trying to do something and make something out of their lives. So I'm not judging anybody for what they do. It is not my concern. I'm just saying the reality that actresses have more money than actors. Basically, right now. If you pick 5 random actresses of the same age, of the same caliber, 5 random actors, the same age with those girls, the same caliber, the girls are probably
I agree.
doing better. Well, maybe not doing better, but more liquid. Because the girls have other businesses too.
Yeah.
Which businessman want to do up and down
I think people should concentrate more on that.
on business?
Yes, because maybe I'm just saying. Mo lè polówó
Where
aṣọ.
would you get the started from? You know, as you are now, you can bring something out now and say, Sean, it's been long I saw you buy now for your kiniko.
And you will buy it.
This man cannot come and tell me. You see where I'm coming
Yeah,
from?
right.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
agree.
That's it.
From that angle, I agree
And
with
that's
you.
it from all angles.
Sure now.
It's true now.
Sure now.
So I don't agree.
Okay, Sean. Thank you so much, Seun, for coming on the show. I had a nice time. I enjoyed myself. I somewhat didn't want you to leave, but I know time. I don't like anybody coming on the show without a small gift. So this is a gift from Talk to Be to you. Say thank you for coming on the show.
SEO, you're more okay. You say you only join.
You know.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, guys. I'm sure you enjoyed yourself. It was nice having Seun on the show today. Like, I know you have learned one thing or the other. Do not forget, in whatever thing you're doing, put God first, be determined, and stay focused. Till I come your way next week on the same channel. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do. Okay? I'll see you guys. I love you, and God bless you all.
Talk to be, share your experience.